The NFL just gave the Minnesota Vikings a massive, historic advantage for the 2025 season, where they'll have more home games than road games. Let's talk about it. The Minnesota Vikings are going to have 2 games overseas. Yes, they're going to have 2 games in Europe, and they're going to come in back-to-back weeks. They're going to play in Dublin, Ireland against the Pittsburgh Steelers in week 4, and they're going to play against the Cleveland Browns in week 5 at Tottenham Stadium in England. Now, it may not seem fair that the Vikings are going to play 2 games overseas. The Jacksonville Jaguars have done so each of the last 2 seasons, but they're a different case. They kind of volunteered for it, and the Khan family, who own the Jaguars, also own Fulham Football Club, so they have the infrastructure in place to be able to handle those kind of things. Well, the NFL, because of the international series, has really strengthened the infrastructure for like the little things. Like, hey, what are you going to eat? What happens if you need to make copies? That kind of stuff. Stuff that you would already know where you're going to get that kind of thing in the Minnesota Vikings building. So having 2 games overseas, it's a little less complicated than it used to be. But here's where things get really interesting. It is not a disadvantage. It is a massive advantage for the Vikings. First of all, the second game overseas, they're going to be fully acclimated to the time change difference. They're not going to have to fly in Friday like they usually do, have 2 days to acclimate their bodies and then play right away. Yeah, they're going to do that for the first game, but the second game, oh, buddy, the second game, they're going to have an entire week to just relax, grind, get ready for what's coming to them. And that's a huge, huge, huge factor. Plus, those 2 games are going to be road games. They're set to face the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. So both of those games, the Minnesota Vikings won't have to worry. They won't have to worry about fan bases just cheering them. They won't have to worry about doing silent counts. Vikings have a huge, huge contingency of fans in Europe. Plus, the other teams are not going to have as big of contingencies like they would in their own hometowns. So essentially, you're taking 2 of the Vikings' 9 road games, because odd number year with the 17-game schedule, you have an odd number of road games. They're going to take that, and 2 of those are going to become neutral sites. So now you have more home games than road games. 8 home games, 7 road games, and 2 neutral site. The Vikings could use that advantage with a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy. And that's not to say McCarthy won't be great, but you want to try and give him every advantage possible that you can. The reason being, he's a first-time starter. There are going to be hiccups. There are going to be bumps in the road, and that's okay. Giving him the best chance to succeed by making things as easy as possible, well, let me tell you, 2 road games early on that are neutral site, essentially, that's a huge win for the Vikings. I'm Tyler Forness with A to Z Sports. Skol Vikings.